Okay, Bill, this is June 11th, 2020, your first lesson here. Okay, so the posture looks great. Got the flat back, your hands are hanging nicely under your shoulders. Looks very good. We talked to you before we started recording about the grip. We'll see how it goes, and it sounds like you've tried to change it, but yeah.
Even when I mentally say it's going to stay there, right before I go pull back, you can go to that spot.
No, I've seen that. Okay, so that's position one. So position two is okay. So the good news is the butt of the club is in the right spot.
Okay.
It started this green line. It's now there because you haven't thrown away like a lot of people throw their hands away. They lose connection. So the bad thing here is, and this is what I saw with the naked eye, is here's the shaft and here's the club head. Okay, and well, first of all, let's explain. Why is this plane so important? Well, the reason is to hit the ball, we have to go up and swing down and end up exactly on that plane. So the more times and the further we get away from the swing plane, the more we have to correct, and it's harder to time. I was telling you that on the putting range. Now, the model swing. Now, you don't have to be exactly like the model, but you have to be within 10%. All the modern players have the same type of swing within 10%. There's some outliers like Wolf and Furyk and stuff, but essentially we're all within 10% of the model swing. So, and this is where your trouble starts, is when he takes it back to position two. See, there's a club head, and see how the shaft is coming out of the monitor? So the shaft is parallel to his toe line, and it's over his toe line. Now, so let me give you capture this picture. Because I'll explain the damage that comes from this dragging it inside. Okay, so we're like 90 degrees off of the swing plane at this point. Now you've got to do this move. Obviously, good athletes see the shaft. You're directly on the plane. But here's the problem when you set it like this. You get it on plane, but then you go over the top and get it across the line. And so you're perfect here. Again, there's not much head movement. It's come up a little, but that's okay. So now this is where you start getting in trouble. So you're on plane, now you leave plane again. And this is at the top. So we're over swinging, but this is drastically across the line. So we have, here's the shaft, and see with Scott and the model, the shaft is always on plane. So he doesn't get it inside, have to correct across the line, then have to correct coming down. So at the top, this shaft is parallel to the swing plane. So
I have too much wrist talk at the top.
No, you have too much of this.
Okay.
So that's not your top position. Then now, to get this thing where it flops down, you're bending your arm like this. I don't think you can go more than 90 degrees. And some people that overswing will loosen the grip, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, so let's see. Let me give. Okay. Oops. Okay, now this is why it's better. I'll explain. So now you start down. And so you're drafting. Now you're fighting like a champ trying to get it, square to the plane.
Right.
And you're doing it, but see where your hands are? They've flown. Here's the butt of the club, and it started here.
So I'm moving a lot of arc then, right? I'm going
the
outside and closer to my body.
Yeah. Okay. So now, as you come in, even though it's close to on plane, it's just because your hands are too far out. Look at this guy where he comes in, and they all do this. This is magical. At this point, see where that
lag and
see where that shaft is. That's right on his forearm. So I'll draw here. This is yours is here.
Right.
So this is just way too steep, and the problem is, so instead of just coming down like this, you're trying to like this, and then you get too steep. Then you can't attack it from the inside. You can only do this thing over the top which you're working on. But it's all caused by, all those are symptoms.
Right.
What causes it is the takeaway.
So
it's here, and then up, and then too steep, and then we have to lay it down.
Just so I can get a mental, I like need to get the audible to in my head. So are you thinking more of an outside? Am I too far inside this?
Oh yeah. So you want to push. So the takeaway is here.
Okay.
There's here. The only location there. That's your swing.
Okay.
And then down.
And so it's wrapped.
Exactly. So I'm still recording, but we'll go back and get you in the exact position.
But what you want to do is try to take it straight back, not
absolutely. The whole thing is set up by that, because you're pushing rope from then, and all. So then you come down. So it's just way too steep. You're just trying to save it. So even at this point, the butt of the club is now there. It's got to be somewhere in here to hit. Now this is the move that you figured out is you get this thing and get the hand going like that. And the hand is a small arc. It comes back inside, but you have your hands here and drag it across there.
Right. Like I'm not releasing the clothes. I'm just making
Exactly. And I believe this activates your shoulder. But see, what he does, when he comes down, this is the magical position. See the club head? It's exactly where it was in the takeaway. Now, all he does is rotate through. See, there's no stress on that right shoulder. Whereas you
that's probably why I have my shoulder problem.
Exactly. So I was saying on the putting green is when you get to this spot, now you turn through, there's no stress on that shoulder. There's stress when you hit this way. Okay, so then you go like this and you pound through. So part of coming too steep is look what happens to your, and I'll explain why. You know, you're supposed to keep your butt against the back wall, one sheet at least. Okay, so here, now when you come through, the belly goes to the ball, lose your spine angle because you're trying to save it.
Right.
See, if you make a world-class rotate and turn, you're going to hit it left and more left. So your body figures you're trying to save it this way and kind of a lift and flip, but you're so powerful you can kind of get away with it once in a while. And then at impact, your butt's 2 feet or 2 inches away, 2.5. Look at this guy. And they all do it. They all have that right cheek against the back wall, now the left cheek. Look at this in impact. Close to impact, right? So he's got this good spine angle. You kind of came out of it. Let's look at the other dimension here quickly. There should be no surprises, but let's look. Okay. Yeah, but the good thing is this is good. That shoulder rotation is phenomenal. There's a little bit of a slide. In reality, you know, that right hip should go back a little, but it's not a huge sway.
Okay.
But that's great. But you've kind of manufactured this big back swing. See, that shoulder rotation, you kind of manufactured this backswing. See how that left arm is straight, and you get up here, and see, it's starting to bend. But here's the deal: is you have such a good rotation of the shoulder. Like your shoulder's behind the ball, and then you're saying, "Oh, but my hands are only here," and so you have to manufacture trying to get your hands higher. No, with that shoulder turn, you only need your hands this.
So we're going to basically think I'm taking a 3/4 swing.
What I recommend is a full shoulder turn and what feels like a half swing.
Right.
Because you're half swing, and I'm telling you, it'll feel like this, and you'll be like that.
Right. Yeah. If I grab your stomach, you have to be able
So then the hopes of getting your hands up where you think they should be, that's what causes this breakdown, and you don't want that left arm to break down because that's extra movement that's up here, and then you have to reestablish the radius. So you get extra movement. So
making it much harder than it has to be.
What we try to do is not install somebody else's swing. We're just removing unneeded movement. So it's instruction by subtraction, not really adding. So, you know, that's an extra move you don't need. See, your hands, with that turn, see, it's beautiful. It's behind the ball. With that turn, you can get by with your hands that way. If you don't make a turn, then you've got to get your hands up higher. But no, I mean, with the 6-iron, your hands only, and your strength, look, you keep going. See, you keep turning. I mean, your flexibility is phenomenal.
So, when you say I'm coming disconnected from torso, shoulders to arms, is that why what keeps going? I mean, your shoulders going, it goes so far, right?
Yeah. No.
Am I coming disconnected, or?
No, you have independent movement of the hands or arms. Okay. That's the problem with the swing. Okay. That's the problem with dragging inside. That's the problem with overswinging. Okay. And independent movement of the hands or arms and it's not needed.